You're listening to Hot Topics on Good Mix Radio, hosted by Mike Melody and Sheila Harmony. And each week, they dive into the top trends, pop culture moments, and viral stories dominating the web. They unpack the chaos with humor, sharp takes, and insights you won't find anywhere else.
Okay, so September's here. Summer's basically done. What was everyone actually talking about? Like, what really grabbed our attention, pulled us out of the everyday?
Yeah, it moves so fast.
It really does. Staying on top of everything feels like, well, a full-time job almost.
It absolutely does. And that's kind of what we're trying to do here with this deep dive, Rand. Cut through all that noise.
Get to the good stuff.
Exactly. We're zooming in on the biggest trending topics from, the third week of September, giving you a shortcut to knowing what was really driving the cultural conversation.
And we've got sources covering, well, quite a mix.
Oh, yeah, a really vibrant mix: entertainment, sports, media stuff. It gives a pretty clear picture of what had everyone buzzing.
Right. We've definitely gone through the articles, the research, our notes, trying to pull out the key things, the little nuggets that shaped what people were talking about online last week.
So this is basically your guide to what was happening.
Yeah, think of it that way. So when you look at all these trends together, what jumps out first? Is there a common thread?
Well, what's really striking, I think, is how these topics, which seem pretty different on the surface, they actually show this this powerful undercurrent about what we're looking for as an audience. Things like competition, creativity, community, even.
It's interesting. Like different sides of the same coin.
Kind of. Yeah, it's like a reflection of different parts of the human experience: aspiration, power, humor, all just amplified by, how connected we are now.
That's a great point. We should definitely circle back to that bigger picture later.
For sure.
But first, let's dig into the individual stories. And, where else do you start but the Emmys, television's biggest night?
Right.
That yearly spectacle, recognizing the best in TV, it always creates this huge social media storm, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You've got the red carpet glamour, the stars hoping for the big awards, and just the flood of hashtags, live tweets, Instagram posts. It's kind of hard to miss.
Totally. But, beyond just the glamour, which is always there, the Emmys this year felt like, a really important look into where Hollywood is right now. There's this ongoing shift happening.
You mean with diversity and representation?
Exactly. It wasn't just about who won an award. It really sparked some major conversations around those issues. A lot of people are calling it a new era in entertainment.
Okay.
And you saw that with some historic wins, right? Not just for one person or one show, but for entire movements. There were some breakthrough series that caused genuine upsets.
Yeah, I saw some surprises listed.
Right. And that really highlighted how much streaming platforms, Netflix, Hulu, all of them are shaking up the old guard, the traditional networks.
It's not just about viewership numbers anymore.
No, it's about the kinds of stories they're telling, the ones that maybe got overlooked before. You had shows with really diverse ensembles winning in big categories that used to be dominated by the networks.
That sends a message.
It really does. It shows the, authentic representation isn't just the right thing to do. It actually works commercially. It forces the whole industry to rethink what mainstream even means.
And the speeches.
Yeah.
Always a highlight or sometimes a low light.
Yeah, they were quite a mix this year. Some really raw emotion, genuine thank yous, but also some unexpectedly funny or poignant moments. People went beyond just thanking their agent,
Addressing the themes of their shows sometimes.
Exactly. Touching on the very issues the shows were exploring. It felt more connected.
That point about streaming is huge.
Yeah.
It really has changed who gets to tell stories and what gets seen.
Definitely.
Okay, so leaving the glitz of the award stage, let's switch gears completely to a different kind of arena, different kind of talent.
Raw power meets high stakes.
You got it. Let's talk about that boxing match, the one that had fans absolutely glued to their screens. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford.
Oh, yeah. Massive fight.
People were calling it one of the most significant in recent boxing history. You can see why, right? You've got Canelo, total legend, incredible skill, that punching power.
Multi-weight champ, an icon.
Exactly. And then on the other side, Terence Crawford, undefeated, known for being so versatile, so adaptable, almost like a chameleon in the ring.
And that matchup, if you connect it to the bigger picture, that fight was more than just a fight. It felt like a real cultural moment.
Why the frenzy, though? What made this one so special?
Well, It boils down to having two of the absolute best boxers on the planet, pound for pound, meeting in their prime. They were so evenly matched in skill and strategy. The betting odds were incredibly tight because nobody really knew.
A true toss-up.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the styles were so different, which made it fascinating. You had Alvarez with his, calculated pressure and that knockout power versus Crawford's elusiveness, his movement, his tactical brain. It was like watching high-speed chess with gloves on.
And the numbers they were talking about, huge.
Oh, astronomical. They were projecting the combined purse, what the fighters earn, could top $100 million.
Wow.
And the pay-per-view revenue, potentially over $200 million. We're talking a global audience of maybe more than 20 million households tuning in.
That's Super Bowl territory almost.
It's getting there for a fight. And these kinds of cross-division super fights, they're really rare. You think back to Ali versus Frazier or even Mayweather versus Pacquiao more recently.
Right. Fights people talk about for decades.
Exactly. Fights that define an era. Alvarez versus Crawford had that kind of potential. It was just this perfect storm of skill, timing, and honestly, really smart promotion building up the anticipation. The rivalry felt intense but respectful, which added to it.
Okay, so from the intensity of the ring, let's shift again, to late night laughs, maybe.
A different kind of performance.
Totally. Let's talk Jimmy Kimmel for a second.
Yeah.
His show had a few moments last week that really, as they say, took the internet by storm.
He's good at that.
He is. That mix of humor, sometimes it's a bit out there, right? But also some really sharp interviews. He stays relevant.
Yeah, he does.
But what struck me about Kimmel this week wasn't just like one funny clip. It felt like it highlighted something bigger about late night comedy itself, how it's maybe changing.
That's a really sharp observation. Kimmel's definitely influential, and you can see the evolution of late night through him, actually.
How so?
Well, think about his style over the years. He started out much more irreverent, didn't he? Lots of hidden camera stuff, pranks.
Oh, yeah, the man on the street bits.
Exactly, guerrilla comedy stunts. But he's really shifted, or maybe expanded. He brings in way more topical stuff now, social commentary.
He doesn't shy away from controversy either.
Not at all, and that's tricky. He seems to manage tackling sensitive issues pretty head-on, tries to foster some dialogue. It's this balancing act, right? Pushing boundaries, but trying not to alienate everyone.
Which is tough these days.
Super tough. But it shows that late night can still be a place for laughs and maybe some actual conversation about things that matter.
And it's that mix that makes his viral stuff work so well, I think. Like that interview with Matthew McConaughey people were sharing.
The dog pecking the suitcase story.
Yes. It was just funny and weirdly relatable. McConaughey telling his mom the dog packed his bag so he wouldn't have to do chores as a kid.
Classic.
Right. It's that kind of unexpected charm that just takes off online. Those clips become YouTube hits overnight, drive tons of shares, media pickup, the whole cycle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He knows how to play the modern media game. Now, speaking of digital phenomena, moving from the personal to the purely virtual.
The gaming world.
You got it.
Yeah.
Gearbox Software, they dropped the announcement for Borderlands 4.
And the internet apparently broke.
Pretty much. The gaming community just went into meltdown mode, absolute frenzy, people picking apart every single frame of the reveal trailer.
Okay, so what was the big deal? What did they actually reveal that got everyone so hyped?
Well, it kind of begs the question, right? How does a game announcement, even for a big series, become this massive cultural thing?
Yeah, what's the secret sauce?
A few things they revealed really hit the mark. They promised new playable characters, obviously a big draw for Borderlands. Each one supposedly has unique skills that'll really change how you play, especially in co-op.
Okay, new characters. What else?
A more complex story, deeper character development. They're hinting at moving the lore forward in some interesting ways.
Beyond just shooting stuff.
Well, there'll be plenty of that, I'm sure. But yeah, maybe more narrative depth. And then the tech stuff, big upgrades to graphics, performance, making the world feel more immersive, the combat smoother, all that jazz.
And the Borderlands franchise itself, it's got a huge following, right?
Oh, massive. It's really had a big cultural impact. That specific blend of quirky humor, the memorable characters, those huge open worlds, it influenced a whole generation of gamers. It really helped shape the action RPG genre, that mix of role-playing and fast-paced combat.
So expectations are high for number 4.
Extremely high. The developers have been pretty open about listening to fan feedback from the older games, using new tech. They haven't given a date, but they dropped hints like sooner rather than later.
The classic tease.
Exactly. But compared to the last few games, people are really expecting improvements, not just in how it looks, but in the storytelling, letting players customize their character and experience even more.
Okay.
That's why the anticipation is just off the charts.
Okay, wow. So we've gone from Emmys glamour to boxing grit, late night laughs, and now video game frenzy. Let's maybe pull back a bit now.
Take a breath. Look at the big picture.
Yeah. When you line up the Emmys, that Canelo Crawford fight, Kimmel's viral bits, Borderlands 4, it's undeniable, isn't it? Entertainment trends just dominate the digital conversation.
Completely.
And it's not just like random spikes. It feels like it tells us something about what we collectively prioritize culturally.
Yeah, it really does.
Celebrity, competition, maybe escapism.
I think so. And it's not just that entertainment is popular, it's how it connects. This past week really showed this collective hunger for high-stakes competition, like the fight, but also for authentic connection. You see that in the Emmy narratives or even the relatable humor Kimmel finds.
So it's not just about distraction.
Maybe not entirely. It points to us looking for shared experiences, maybe, especially when the world feels kind of fragmented. So what does it all mean when you put it together?
Good question. What did the analysis show?
Well, demographically, it's pretty clear the 18 to 45 age group is driving most of this online engagement. They're the most active.
Makes sense.
And the way these trends move through social media is fascinating. Different platforms light up for different things. Twitter was all Emmys, the chatter, the reactions, the critiques.
Right, real-time commentary.
Exactly. Instagram, dominated by the fight, very visual highlight clips, training photos, fan reactions.
Loads of pictures and short videos.
Yep. And Facebook seemed to be where a lot of the Depper Borderlands 4 discussion happened. People talking lore, analyzing the trailer, fan theories.
Interesting platform split.
It is. And Kimmel's stuff, his viral moments, they kind of transcended platforms. They sparked a ton of memes, remixes, shares everywhere.
Fueling the meme economy.
Pretty much. And of course, brands jump on board too, right? Creating relevant posts, trying to join the conversation, which just amplifies everything even more.
Right. So if we were to wrap this up quickly.
Yeah.
The third week of September really showed this this intersection of entertainment, sports, gaming.
A convergence, yeah.
Driven by competition, by creativity, by that community aspect you mentioned.
Definitely.
And social media is just the engine driving it all, amplifying it, shaping it. It really shows how tangled up our digital lives and our cultural interests are now.
It really does. But, you know, it leaves us with a final question maybe for you, the listener, to think about.
Okay.
Given how fast these things grab our attention, the Emmys, the fight, the game announcement, and then how fast they often fade.
Yeah, on to the next thing.
Exactly. What's the lasting impact? Do these trending topics, which feel so fleeting, actually change anything long-term about our society's values or what we care about?
Or is it just, like, momentary noise?
Yeah.
A distracting?
Or does it subtly shift our focus, maybe shape how we see the world, even if we don't realize it at the time?
That's definitely something to chew on after the buzz dies down.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into what caught our attention last week. Definitely keep exploring these topics and the bigger questions they bring up about where we're all putting our focus.
Yep.